Good morning, Forward friends. Before I get started on today's lesson, I wanted to let you know that there is an optional folder. Please check it out. There's a staff survey there. I want to spread some joy with Dunkin' Donuts gift cards. I've already thanked Ms. Bass, Mr. OP, Mr. Shaw, Mrs. Goodnow, and Mrs. Rogers. So, open up the optional folder and you can find out what to do so you can possibly help another staff member get a Dunkin' Donuts $5 gift card. See you later, and let's get to that lesson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I want to talk to you very quickly about Eric Carle and some of his artwork. You will notice I do have some books in this studio, and typically I don't do that, but I wanted you to really see some more of Eric Carle's work if you're interested. I want you to look at this, and I want you to look at all of his pictures, his illustrations inside the books. What does it look like he did? Do you see? Well, what Eric Carle did was he used collage. He actually cut these different pieces and overlapped them and glued them down in his original copy of this book and all of his artwork. Okay, so you'll notice that this here tail, and you're not going to see the whole thing, so I'm not going to outline the whole thing, actually goes underneath the back of the kitty cat's hump or back. Okay, so it probably is, you know, a square here or even just a little triangle. Okay, so that is a shape. But you'll also see, the reason I'm telling you this is, friends, you're going to be cutting some shapes out to make the different things you're doing. Now, yours may not be animals, because what you're going to do is you are going to take your thumbnail sketches from last week and you're going to create one of those ideas. But if you need help, here's an idea. So the chin is just a little shape like that. The face is a circle or an oval shape with triangle ears. Okay, the eyes are glued on top of the face, and they're almost like rectangles or parallelograms. And the pupils actually look like 2, 4, 6. They look like pentagons or hexagons. And there's little ovals inside of there. The nose, which comes under here, is another rectangle. And on top of that rectangle is a pink triangle. The reason I'm tracing all of these, you're not going to be tracing them, but I'm tracing these so that you understand that the face and everything you make when you draw or cut things out, you're drawing shapes. Okay? You have something that looks kind of like a rectangle here. Now, he made his leg all one, but think about it. Here's a rectangle underneath of that head. And then, if this is too hard for you, it's just a bumpy line, but if it's too hard, you can also think of it as an oval, and an oval. Now maybe you want to draw that and then trace around it, okay? So, for example, bumpy, 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 and come together. So that is the same as that. Again, we have a rectangle-like shape. Now, his back is a hill. So those are just some ideas. If you don't believe me, We're going to try the gorilla. Could also do people. But the gorilla has circles for eyes. And in fact, the gorilla has 3 circles glued on top of each other. All right, we have a shape like that. Kind of looks like a jar or a vase. Then we have circles for his nostrils. His mouth is an oval, and he has little ovals inside for teeth. We have a shape here, but instead of going under there, it probably is an oval. And then on top of the oval, he glued another shape. And this shape is kind of reminds me of a helmet or a half of a circle. Okay, and then he cut some nicks out of it to give it some hair, okay, some texture. Now, talking about texture, so what he did first is he would paint a piece of paper. And do you see these lines in the paper? He would take maybe a tool like this with a flat edge, okay? Or the back of his paintbrush, or maybe an unsharpened pencil, and he would make lines while the paint was still wet. Now we used watercolors, so we can't add texture too much to that, but some of my fun friends, they did by using the dry brush technique. So they did some dabbing. My bigger kids did that. We learned about the dry brush technique. So that is one way to add texture to it. But right now, you might just be focusing on the colors and the shapes in order to make your special creatures. Remember, so if you do not have your thumbnail sketches from last week, you might need to make some quick sketches again. Also, remember, those thumbnail sketches should not take that long. In fact, they should be done by the time your book is over. So let's move on. Hello, kindergarten and first grade friends. So last week we had to make a food with a face. I asked you to do a thumbnail sketch or just a sketch. And boys and girls, that just means that you do a drawing and you don't have to color it. It's just to get that idea that's in your head out on paper so I can see inside your brain. Boys and girls, maybe you drew it nice and big on one sheet of paper. Maybe you said, I want to try two. Now, if you see the whole of my donut, and a lot of you did donuts after reading the donut story, the whole of the donut is my mouth, and this is my nose, and these are my eyes. I added hands. Here are two faces. These don't have hands or feet. They're both donuts, though. They're both round, okay? Maybe they could be a bagel. But notice this one has eyes, a nose, and the mouth is the hole. This one, eyes, the nose is the hole, and the mouth is underneath. And it has jimmies on it all over the place. Okay, and this one has maybe some sort of icing on it. Now, doesn't mean you had to stick with the donut idea. I had some friends do some crazy stuff. Awesome food. I love it. You guys had awesome ideas. I actually borrowed this idea from one of my kindergarten friends who decided to do a hot dog that was scared he was going to get eaten. And this here is a hamburger. So then you could pick your favorite one. If, let's say, you like this one the best out of your two drawings, then this is the one that you would do for today. And I'm going to show you how we're going to create your drawing, your sketch, in a finished format. Like I said, some of you did finish it last week because you colored it in, but now we're going to finish it using collage. That's right, cut paper, get ready.
Don't forget to click the easel in the next slide. The easel will give you a demonstration and tell you what items you will need for this lesson. When you go into the next room, in case you don't have those items, you will also find some some computer things on the bookshelf. I may have some art books available to you that tell you or show you some pictures or artwork that that artist has made, because we're going to do some artwork that's different but similar to the artist. Okay, good luck, guys. So click the green next arrow.